pal? Excellent. Welcome everyone to the 30th of October, near the end of October already, nearly Halloween. And
take your mask off.
Take my mask off. Yeah, I think you're right. Actually, I might have to take it off for our Movember thing. Yeah, we're doing it anyway. So nearly Halloween, which is great. And apparently, I've titled the video on the live stream "Hot Dogs and Houses" because apparently hot dogs is something that you have on Halloween, and I didn't ever know this. Don't know if you knew this at all, Matt. It's a Halloween tea, apparently. No, you're the same as me.
Just apples in buckets and that.
Yeah, you're the same as me then, mate, because I just didn't know whatsoever. The missus told me that that's what it is. So we're having hot dogs for tea, and I was just debating as to whether hot dogs will sell quicker than houses, but I think houses are selling quicker than hot dogs at the moment. So, but we'll come on to that later. But obviously you can see, guys, there's no Howard. He's off for half term today, so he's taking his little lad out just for a bit of a break away from us guys, probably, to be fair. But how's things with you, Matt? Is everything alright with you, pal?
Yeah, it's extremely good. Yeah, keeping busy, keeping out of trouble. Another decent week. Even with it being half term, obviously you do get a little bit of a quieter diary in half term because, like you just rightly said, people do take time off, and with the things that you still can do, people are taking the kids out to do things. So absolutely fair play. You've got to burn off some energy somehow, and obviously there's not a right lot to do. So what you can do, take advantage of, guys. Interesting enough, a couple of weeks back, I know I've not got any children yet, but I went and played crazy golf at the Flower Ball with my fiance. I got absolutely hammered, not drunk by the way, just hammered in the game. I was absolutely dreadful. I'm not a golfer, I was a rugby player, so as I always say, I probably snap more golf clubs than anything. But I thought today I would touch on, you've got to burn off some energy. It is massive. In previous research by Rightmove, it was shown that properties marketed with a floor plan created 30% more interest.
Highlight the importance of floor plans in today's market and demonstrate that quite simply a floor plan increases the chances of selling your property. It is amazing how many agents do not do a floor plan for a client, and in all honesty, these tend to be the cheaper agents because obviously if something's too cheap, it's too good to be true. I know plenty of vendors I will go out to and say, yep, we do a floor plan for you, our marketing expert Emma does this for you, and they say, great, fantastic, because whenever I see a property without a floor plan, I won't look at it. And that's the truth there, because us as agents, we are very good at photography, and every agent is. And of course, until you look at a floor plan, that room could look like part of a castle, or it could look like a little box. However, a floor plan.
Well, just on floor plans, Rightmove itself will actually put your property in front of or higher up the list if you match certain criteria in the background of Rightmove, and one of those is floor plans. If you don't have a floor plan, you will be further down the list for properties of the same price.
Exactly, and again, we talk about lists all the time because the fact of these lists and the fact of that, when we talk about pricing in tens, run about floor plans, the further you come down that list, that potential buyer has already picked the property they want to go and view. Now you do, obviously, people say, well, people look through Rightmove anyway. You're right. A lot of people will just keep trolling through Rightmove. I meet so many people say, I'm on Rightmove all the time. They're probably more than me, and I'm the agent. However, they will, you do get the odd people who go, right, I want to view that one, that one, that one, that one. And they'll just go off the first page. I would probably honestly be one of those people. I would just go to the top of my budget and go, really like that, don't like that, really like that, go and view that. I wouldn't go to the second page. So please, if you do not have a floor plan, if you don't have one, please request to your agent that they get you a floor plan sorted ASAP. And if the agent won't do it, then my honest opinion, that's not the agent for you. Because 30% is a hell of a lot of a number, guys, towards a statistic of people showing interest in your home. So do yourself a favour, get a floor plan, ask the agent wherever you are, if they come out, if you're going to get a valuation, and then, whenever, ask your agent certain questions. Ask, do you do a floor plan? Do you do a virtual tour? Because again, another snapshot, so many agents do not do a virtual tour, and if they do, all they do is pull out one of these and they video around your house. You could do that. Go one step above and get the best virtual tour possible and get the best floor plan.
Well, those just again, going to stop you there. The three 360-degree virtual tours that we actually do on houses, and it shows you the way of the world at the moment, and the situation that we're in with COVID and lockdowns, and confidence in going out places and meeting people. It was yesterday we sold 2 properties purely from viewings on the virtual tours. I hadn't stepped foot in the house, and we agreed 2 sales yesterday alone. That's how good the quality of the floor of the virtual tours are, and team that with the floor plan, they were able to understand that they really, really liked the house, and offered, and 2 sales purely from the virtual tours, which is
it's
amazing.
A massive selling point.
Well, if you think going back 12 months, we'd have never assumed, thought, dreamed, whatever you want to call it, that selling houses would have been done virtually. Really, it's a short term. We know we already got there eventually because that's what technology does. But it's been accelerated forward, and as people need to have these things in place to give you the best chance of achieving a sale and getting a better price for it as well.
Absolutely. I just actually wanted to touch on another note as well, about obviously my obviously I cover the local area, Morecambe, Lancaster and surrounding villages, but I'm a Morecambe lad, as most of you all know, and it's great to see that the Winter Gardens has hit its appeal at £50,000. That's fantastic, because the Winter Gardens for me, and for a lot of people my age, and even for you, Kev, I'm sure parents, grandparents would have told you stories about going to the Winter Gardens when they were younger. I know my grandparents did, about when they'd go to
my parents
a
were
show.
on stage there, I think.
Yeah, they would have been on stage. It's an amazing building. It is an amazing building. I've been lucky enough to be in an event there, and explore the building. Obviously I know Most Haunted was there. We won't touch on that though. I don't like that creepy stuff.
It's fitting for the time of year.
The building itself, I know, Halloween, there you go. But it's a beautiful building, and for me it's one of Morecambe's iconic places. Obviously when you think of Winter Gardens, you've got the one in Blackpool too, and that's a massive event. The darts is on there, or the theatre stuff, or the comedians go there. I would love to see Morecambe, obviously when this Eden project, finally gets built and everything and goes ahead, which, it's still progressing, obviously a bit slower at the moment because of coronavirus. The Winter Gardens to get that monumental boost of funding there, and the cherry pickers in there now working on the roof. It is fantastic, because it'd be great to see our Winter Gardens here in Morecambe become something like the one in Blackpool, where shows were held in there again, theatre was there, sporting events were held in there, like your boxing and things like that. Or the darts, it'd be great, because I think about the income and the revenue that had come with that, and obviously with the people coming, you could tie it up with the Eden project. I don't know, but it is fantastic to see, because the amount of stories I've heard about the Winter Gardens, especially from the older generation, of going to shows and seeing singers and dancers. Obviously, I'll be honest, half the singers and the dancing people that have been there, I've never heard of, never, but obviously back in the day, they were big time, they were the people, and that's what people used to do, and it'd be great to see something like the Winter Gardens kind of skyrocket and bring some business back to the local area.
It's an amazing place, and speak about Winter Gardens, I'm actually going to the Winter Gardens in Blackpool tomorrow to watch a show.
There you go then.
So
you're not going to watch the darts?
No, I'm not. I'm going to watch Jurassic
No,
Park.
you won't be allowed to anyway.
Some dinosaur thing for the kids. I don't really know. Just cost a fortune.
There you go then. Imagine if that was in Morecambe. This is the whole thing we're talking about. You wouldn't have to travel to Blackpool, would you?
No, that's very, very true. Very true. But no, it's good, and it's good. It's good for the area. Obviously, we've talked over the last couple of weeks about changes to the junction at Golgate for the M6, because they're on about bypassing Golgate to make it easier to get into the city of Lancaster, building houses around there. The Eden project, all the new build stuff that's going in. There's loads of development going on anyway. It's great for the area, bringing it back to housing, and it's no wonder that I think that stuff is sort of selling very well in the area. I think it is a place where real investment's going on, and it is great for somebody. I've lived here all my life, and I love it here, and it is good. It is good. Definitely. Now, you mentioned to me earlier about as a Halloween trail as well, pal. I don't know if you mentioned that. So.
Yes, there is. In line, obviously, because we can't go. Well, I'm saying we, like I'd go trick or treating. I do like my food and stuff, but there you go. If you see me knocking at your door, tell me to royally get off your doorstep and go away. But obviously we can't go trick or treating. Kids can't go trick or treating. We can't take them. However, in Lancaster, hop on the Guardian's website, hop on Google, type in Lancaster Guardian. You can get all the details from there without me reading off the whole page. However, there is a Halloween trail going on around the Moorlands area of Lancaster. There's some stuff going on in Skirton, I believe, as well. But, you know, there's some tips on there of how you can enjoy yourself this Halloween, because let's face it, it's not going to be the same. We're living in the new norm, as everybody keeps saying. This is where virtual technology is fantastic again. You know, you can FaceTime everybody, do these video calls, but try and do some stuff in your own house. But if not, hop on the Lancaster Guardian website. There is a Halloween trail going on in Lancaster, which would be quite nice. It still gives you an excuse to you know, get all the kids with the costumes on, and for you adults that like to do that as well. There you go. You've got an excuse now to put on your Hellraiser outfit or something like that, which not many people know.
Wow, Hellraiser.
But it gives you an excuse to go out and have some fun. Hellraiser, that's an old one. But it just, you know, there is some stuff going on. You've just got to find out. You know, there's many people I speak to at the moment go out on appointments, and there's not much to do at the moment, is there, Matt? You know, why don't I say? I know, say what you're doing this week, and oh, well, there's not really much to do. There is still plenty to do. I know it's tighter restrictions.
Get out and find
the Guardian's website or the visitor. Yeah, like you're going to Blackpool. There are some shows still going on. If you go on the Lancaster Guardian website again, I know there's the little theatre in Chorley that's still doing stuff. If you're into, you know, the performing arts, and I believe there's some classical music happening at the Lancaster Priory as well, which you can book tickets for online, and it has been declared COVID safe. So it said on the Lancaster Guardian website. So there is stuff to do. You've just got to research it. So. Go and enjoy yourselves safely, but you know, at the end of the day, life's still going to go on. We've still got to have fun.
Cheers to that, mate. Well, I think we'll just go through the figures. Actually, we just mentioned about how the market was really good in the area. The figures are 2 days short of October. You know, we've got 2 days left, today and tomorrow, because the figures aren't included. But I'll just give you a bit of an update. I'll show you my screen. Hopefully you can see that, Matt, because that'll mean everyone else can see it as well, which does help. So once again, this is June to October. So as we've come out of lockdown, June to October this year compared to the same period last year, just to give you an idea of how the market is performing. Okay, so don't know why it says the 14th, should say the 29th. Oh, there it is, did change it to 29th for you there. So at this moment in time, 2019 to 2020, there's 1,488 new properties come on the market in LA postcodes compared to 1,508 last year. So it's actually only 30 short year on year now, and that bit. So that's shows you how busy it has been coming out of lockdown. So that's just 1.3% short year on year. So you know, despite it being not great, it has almost caught up for that period as the same last year, and it probably will do by the end of the month. It'll probably be bang on exactly the same. But sales, however, so in last year in this period was 911, 1,270 sales in the area.
Doesn't surprise me. Wow.
In the same period, so that's 40% up, almost 40% increase. It's just phenomenal. Huge rise in sales. Which is amazing. So if we look at PR, Howard's not here, but he's always interested to see these, so I'm sure he'll watch it back. So this is PR1, 4 and 5, again up to the 29th of October, despite leaving the 14th date in there. So 1675 new instructions, 1344 for Preston. Again, it's not anywhere near as busy as it has been as it was last year on the new instructions. So these properties coming to the market, and that is nearly 20% down. So that's quite a long way down in terms of numbers coming to the market. However, the sales reflect basically the same as what they do in the LA postcodes. 881 June to October last year, 1198 June to October this year, and that's 36% up again. So, you know, just to show the figures as a whole, I mean, the sales are absolutely flying. You know, and that's a lot of that has been driven by stamp duty. You know, at the start of it was definitely pent up demand from people being locked in, but that's been and gone. Stamp duty is a big driver. People circumstances changing, don't need to travel for work, all those sort of things. It is definitely getting people moving in there, and you can tell, with the sales, what's going on there, and that has definitely driven prices. I think we've found that there's prices are creeping up, certainly in certain areas. People are getting close to asking prices. Some people are getting over asking prices. As we mentioned before, people are selling without actually having a physical viewing on the house, as is the demand for property at this moment in time. I think we just need more come into the market to replace the stock that's being sold. So certainly in Preston, there's a really big demand for new stuff there to come on the market. Let me stop that sharing with you. So overall it's been another busy month, hasn't it? For us and for the market, as you can see there. I don't see any sign of November slowing down. Mortgages are still there. Still there to be had. Not for the higher loan to values, but I think it will continue going. And we'll have to see it there. Now, I think Matt has a question coming from Gemma here, Matt. What about stamp duty and whether we think it'll be extended past March 2021? Don't know what your thoughts are.
I've been asked this quite a lot, and I was recently on LinkedIn, and obviously I'm follow and connect with some solicitors on there. And there's a massive backlog at the moment, actually, Gemma, with solicitors. So I'm reading anyway, and reading in between the lines. So there's a backlog, and the solicitors are kind of begging the government to give them a bit of an extension. I agree. It depends. I think it depends on how this recovery period goes. And I think the government, I'm not going to say stupid because that's an incorrect word, but I think they'd be silly not to allow a bit of an extension time for the stamp duty. I don't know what your thoughts are, Kev, but
I don't think it'll be in the same form as it is now, so it won't be just a blanket extension of how it is with no stamp duty. I think they will have to extend it certainly a little bit. It's just a cliff edge, that, and it's very dangerous, I think, with what it's going to be like, certainly with Brexit at the end of January. So I think a reduction in it is probably the more likely thing, either a percentage or maybe they don't, they leave it for above 250 or something like that, and just move the brackets a bit. But something will happen, I'm sure of it. So I hope that helps a little bit, Gemma. But what we'll do is we'll keep looking at what's going on, keep in touch with everyone and letting people know as we hear more. But I would think there'll definitely be something that will be done with it. Probably not in its current form. All right. So we've been on 20 minutes now. We'll probably just wrap it up there. Get off, and like I say, I've got hot dogs for tea, which is apparently the Halloween tea. That's what I'm going to go and do now. Hot dogs.
What are you having with them?
Wine, probably.
All right, okay. I was going to say that's quite a good substitute, actually. So there you go.
I
was expecting like chips or something like that, like oven chips. Or why don't you fly to the chippy, get chippy chips, and you can have a wee hot dog. I don't know. Curry sauce. Imagine curry sauce and hot dog. I bet that'd be all right.
I don't know about that, mate. We'll have to see. But yeah, I'm just going to go off for a bit of a Halloween tea, something in house for all.
Bit of vino.
Kids. But yeah. Leave it there. So I hope everyone has a lovely weekend. Check out the Halloween trailers, Matt said. But we'll be back again next Friday. If anyone's got any questions in the meantime, drop us a message on this video. Get in touch with us by phone, email, whatever it may be. We'll hopefully get them answered for you. And